Okay, Mr. Clifton.
Well, thank you very much. I'm guessing that I was asked to speak here because I'm a member of the Native Brotherhood. These lights are bright up there. Well, some of you that don't know about Native Brotherhood, it's the oldest Native organization in Canada. We are kind of low on members right now because in the early days it was everybody in BC was a member. All First Nations were members. And then later on, industry come along and they started going with the fishermen, and all fishermen were members. And the bands, especially the mothers in the bands, looked after all the members. They were the ones that had the bake sales, the coffee, and organized things like this. And that's what paid for the Brotherhood to travel the coast. But at the beginning of it, when they first organized, the first year, they couldn't meet. Three First Nations people couldn't meet in a room like this. If 5 First Nations people met, they were thrown in jail. We weren't allowed to talk about the land, the food, our social problems. They would get thrown in jail. So at every convention, and we still do this today, as we sing Onward Christian Soldiers before the meetings start, just to make it look like we're in church, and that's the only time our people were allowed to congregate, is if we were in church. And we have some real bad singers these days. There's no choir anymore. And the Native Brotherhood fought and fought and fought for our rights. There was things like the women's vote. We fought for that. We helped fight for the women's vote. The crazy one was they fought to get First Nations people into bars and won. There were many others, and it was fight for the right to speak the way I'm speaking right now, and to gather for organizations. Well, let's just say those 4 women that started this, I don't know more. It just warms you in your heart when you still have mothers that want to look after everybody. And those women have to be put on a pedestal for that. But when you look at, let's say our nation, the Tsimshian nation, when you hear a person start to speak, they say chiefs, and they say elders, then they say the women of esteem. They are always brought up because, let's just say Takaya, when the grandmothers are teaching girls like her, they're putting themselves into her to hold her up so that when she gets up to that age and has kids and grandkids, she must do the same thing. That's our law. She must do the same thing to uphold our nation. And if we always look back at our grandmothers, most of the time, we think the guys are going to go talk to the men that know everything. But no, we go to our grandmothers to ask permission to do things because they were the keepers. And used to be Jackson. Is she still here? Marlene's sister. Audrey, there you are. She talked about her dad and what was, I can't remember. No, your mother. Yeah, that's right, okay, sorry. Well, they were keepers of the stories. I went to her once to visit. I tricked actually my good friend Ron Jackson into taking me hunting out there just so I could go talk to her. And I brought food. I brought smoked cockles, clams, and deer meat, and other foods that I got from the coast here. I brought it to her. front of her and said, I have a question to ask you. My people left the Skeena River years ago. They called it the Five Brothers that came down the Skeena River and ended up where we live now, in Hartley Bay. And I said parts of the story, and I was kind of tricking her. I'd tell her this part, and I'd say this part, and I would say this part. So I deliberately left out parts. And I says, what am I missing in my story? I don't know the whole thing. She started to tell me the story. He says, you told me this. And then this is what happened to the brothers. And this is what happened. So she knew our whole story. And before that, sir, there were 7 brothers. And those brothers were the ones that tried to look after the lands that the Wet'suwet'en were talking about. The headwaters of the Skeena and the Nass. And it's a very long, great story. And one of the places where you can get part of that is in the books of Menig, War of Menig. Okay, back to the brother. Kind of straight there. And it's really hard following speakers like Kaya and, oh, makes me look like I'm standing down there looking up at the mic. Well, it's okay. But the Brotherhood is struggling because of membership. But we are still fighting to get our points across and help people. And we're helping in the fishing industry, where we're fighting now with Joy Thorkelson. It's too bad my Uncle Peter is gone. You know, he would be up here speaking before me. The strength of our uncles is that's where I come in. The strength of my uncles. He would always put me up to speak right after him. And that's another thing that I was hoping to put across here, that we need more speakers. You know what, the great thing you see in here is mostly ladies, excellent speakers, female speakers. But that we kind of missed, and you were right when you said we need more people to come in to organize. We need more nieces and nephews to come in and advertise and get this I Don't Know More rally heck a lot bigger than it is today. It was nice that, you know, like you said, you need to wash the blanket or wash your face in the rain. We should have rallied yesterday. It was nice. I guess that's all I have to say for now. Thank you.